All right, we are live on Zoom. Hey, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everybody doing today? Super excited to be here. Phil, how you doing, man?
I'm doing awesome, man. How about you?
Good, man. Good. Let's think of a name for this. Like we should have probably thought about that before we started this, but we're gonna share with you guys, and we can set the timer, and it's gonna depend on hopefully this. Phil, I'm crossing my fingers that the site we're going to share that we build the sites with isn't down when I go there. So obviously if it is, we'll have to come back and do this. But so Phil and I'm in the mortgage and real estate space, and Phil is in the limitless AI space. And Phil, man, tell us a little bit about your background. Like, I know you've done some amazing work with Ryan Serhant and Tony. Are we legally allowed to say that, like Tony Robbins or something like that? Are you kind of, sort of, maybe?
Yeah. I mean, It's not like we're using trademarks or anything like that. So I mean, cool. I'm able to let everybody know that I've worked with both of them.
Yeah.
Tony Robbins first with mastermind.com, and also Dean Graziosi. Not many people know about who he is.
Yeah.
He was a big real estate investor as well.
Yeah.
And he's done a lot of infomercial type of things in the past.
Okay.
But I've also worked with Ryan Serhant, who has been on the Bravo network with, $1 million listing, now $1 billion listings. And he's even got a current series going on right now on Netflix. So I've got some pretty big experience in personalities and presence and authority building and things like that.
You think?
So I decided just to convert that into, limitless AI. And now we're helping brokers and, both in the real estate and mortgage industries, they've earned the authority, they've spent the years, they're long in the tooth. And the problem is that we're finding is they just haven't been able to get that out to the world, especially in a digital manner.
Yeah.
So what we do is, we've just created a new product called Authority Graph, and that helps us map out how we're going to get that presence displayed online for individual brokers and, real estate agents and loan officers as well. They're not, they can do it too.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yeah.
And so what we're going to share today is something that I learned a long time ago, 8-9 months ago, maybe 12 months ago, something like that. We're coming up on that, somewhere in there. And I've been helping not only real estate agents, but builders. Mm-hmm. I helped Phil. I don't know if I told you this. I helped a mobile wash guy put an amazing website together. So what I'm trying to do, and Phil, you doing the same thing, is try to give back to a community that has given so much to us. Yeah. But when I met you, I was like, what do you mean my website's not showing up? I'm like, yeah, if I search your name, it doesn't show up.
Right.
I'm like, okay, fair enough. What does that mean?
Right.
So I always talk about digital presence. Like when someone as a real estate agent or loan officer is going for a deal, has an opportunity to work with a buyer, a seller, investor, people are getting smart and they're searching. But they're not just searching Google. I don't even use, Phil, I don't use Google anymore. Like I thought I'd never, ever in my life say that I don't use Google. I use chat. In fact, I talk to chat, right? I talk to ChatGPT. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to share with you guys what we've done with a couple websites that Phil is working on for me. One is called the Ocala Room. So if you're in the Ocala area, Marion County, we're doing Citrus County, we're doing some stuff with title companies and builders. You'll be hearing from me because I'm doing some CE classes for real estate agents, which I'm super excited about. But one of the things that I want to help people with is their digital presence. When people search for you, what comes up? And one of the things that I go with when I start talking to people is I search them, and that's what your clients are doing. That's what your buyers are doing. That's what your sellers are doing. That's what your past, like, what is going on? Are these people really in business? Do they really have a business, or are they just playing around? So one of the things Phil's helped me with, which I thought I was being professional and being serious, but I wasn't, because I wasn't showing up. I mean, some stuff, which Facebook shows up, LinkedIn shows up, all the things show up. But one of the things that wasn't showing up was my website. So Phil has brought so much light to me, and I just wanted to share with you guys, one, how to build a website, and then two, let's have Phil talk about what he did that I don't want to know. Phil, I've tried to research what you did, and I still can't. Like, I think one of our dear friends, Lynn Goss, she says, I put what you gave me from the website report. And so Phil runs a website report, and it gives you a number of where your website is and where it could be. and mine was at a 5, which if you guys all know, does it go 0 to 100?
0 to 10.
0 to 10. So I was at a 5, and Lynn. So it was 0 to 100 because my second run was 54 or something like that. So it was 0
yeah,
to 0 to 100.
I apologize. That's right.
Yeah,
I
0 to 100.
For more that report.
Yeah, 0 to 100. So 0 to 100. So I was at a 5, and then after I did a week worth of work, I was at a 54. I was already 500% above where I was. So now I'm not only showing up, but now I'm going to start showing up for the people that are searching for certain things. And now we're working on my scotthudspeth.com site. So I just wanted to share with you guys some really cool stuff. And I'm live here on the website here. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to remove this. Let's see, stop sharing. And then I'm going to go share my ChatGPT. So one of the things that you want to do first is, I love Max where I can just find out where I'm at here. One of the things you can do first is Google Chrome ChatGPT. So here we are. All right. So in ChatGPT, one of the things that I like to do when I'm helping somebody, whether it's a builder, a real estate agent, is if they have a website, take the website, throw it in here. But one of the things I like to do is I say, I need a prompt for a real estate agent that is educational, professional, scroll stopping, for the city of Orlando, Florida, for buyers, sellers, and investors. It knows I'm not spelling it right. And even business owners to visit my site and let them know what I do for a living. All right. Anything I should add to that, Phil?
No, I mean, you can go a lot more technical, but no, I mean, that'll, for the typical person, that's a great prompt.
That's a great prompt. Okay. So I'm asking, a prompt, can you explain a prompt? Because how I explain a prompt is I'm just telling AI what I want to, and here's one thing, guys. I am building this site in Lovable, and it's called lovable.dev. Lovable, love.
No, drop the E. It's just LOVADLE.
DEV, lovable.dev. All right, so I'm going to hit go. So what it's doing is it's going to give me what to put inside of Lovable. So this is a free part, right? And I would highly recommend, I think Phil would agree with me, if you're not paying for ChatGPT, because it remembers everything I put in here. It remembers every word, how I say it. It remembers my demeanor, my frequency, my vibe. I always say, put it in Scotty vibe, when I'm putting stuff, because I talk a certain way. Phil talks a certain way. You talk a certain way. More conservative, more aggressive, more fun, more funny, like however you are, be you, right? We're not actors. We just want people when they meet us to go, oh, that's exactly who he is. When I see him on Zoom, I want to see him in person and go, that's who he is. So what it's done is it's given me a prompt that is, it's amazing what it spits out, isn't it? Like, it gives me all this stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this prompt. I'm not going to read it all. I'm not going to waste your time here, but this is a master prompt and I'm going to get going with this just so I can show you how we can have this in 30 minutes. So I'm going to scroll down. Pro tip so right here. So I am the person who can help them win. So and then pro tip for you, after Lovable builds it, go back and layer it, your DSCR, so then you can put in. It knows me, so it's putting stuff in there that it knows I do and I specialize in. So
Scott, if I could share a tip here real quick with that.
Yeah.
When you go back up to that initial prompt, if you tell it to be short and concise,
okay,
it's going to skip out all of the flowery instruction as far as the how-tos and the whys and everything like that. Because when you're building the prompt specifically for Lovable, it doesn't need all of that.
Okay, it doesn't. Okay, so what do I put? So I can change it up and say, or just leave it.
So, and like in the original prompt that you would put in, at the end of it, just say, keep it short and concise.
Okay, can you make it short and concise when we do that?
Yes.
Short and CISE.
Because for instance, Lovable is one vibe coding tool for building a website, but there are other tools that are available, and some of them have character restrictions as far as the number of characters you can put in at one time.
Okay. And Lovable typically hasn't had a problem with me on this. So short, Lovable prompt, Orlando real estate. So this and Kenny, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, welcome.
I'm calling it a show because that's we do shows, right? No Netflix series yet. Working on that, right, Phil? You gonna help me work on the Netflix series? Like,
give us
all
a
right.
couple weeks.
So short and concise. All right. So goal, make the reader feel like they might be missing. Okay, cool. Love this. All right. So I'm going to take the prompt. This is called a prompt. So I asked to build a prompt because I want to build a website. Here's where the magic happens. Okay. And then Phil takes it a whole nother level. So go sign up for Lovable. You get a free trial. I think you get 25 credits. I'm not going to build it here because that's somebody that I'm helping. So I'm going to go to my Lovable to make sure I use my points. That would be bad if I use his. He'd be a little upset. So you can see I built one for a title company, which is cool. I'll show you that in a little bit. Phil and I are working on the Ocala Room, and then I have my personal website. I have MLO Live there. So I built all my sites inside here. The cool part about Lovable, Johnson here. So the cool part about Lovable is you can host it right here, and it's $25 a month, and you get 100 points per month if you don't use those 100 credits. What you don't use rolls over for another 30 days. So you can, if you got different, I've had people, a good friend of mine has a charity site, and he used some of his credits to build his charity site for himself. So pretty cool stuff. And so Sean Kaplan, you guys know Sean Kaplan. So I'll give shout out to Sean. He's doing some amazing things. So congratulations on your charity event. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that prompt that and I have to, let me just stop sharing this. Let me go back to this, and let me stop that. I just see this is the hard part, Phil, where you have to share the right things. So now I'm sharing Lovable. That's the only glitch that I will say that I have with StreamYard is it just doesn't work the best for that. So I'm going to take that prompt from ChatGPT. I'm going to paste it into this little thing that comes up. It says, "What should we build, Scott?" And it'll say your name, of course. Again, sign up for it. Try the free trial. Go to chat. Say you want to build a mortgage website. Say you want anything you want to build. Say you have a garage, like cleaning out garage business, or you have whatever your mind can conceive. You can build here a website, and it's going to be beautiful. So as you can see, that prompt took me what, Phil? 30 seconds to a minute.
Get that, yeah.
Okay. So I took that prompt, put it inside Lovable. And now I'm telling the prompt inside of Lovable now, which is another AI-driven website builder, form builder. I have my resume in here. So if I want to, I just want to keep it live, it's just a website. Just put it in there, So if I want to change this, update this, like every year I go in there. So I'm going to literally put the prompt in there. I'm going to hit go. And so now what it's doing now is it's going to start looking at my prompt, and you'll see it analyze audience needs and keywords. And it's going to give me within a couple minutes the website and I'm going to let you guys watch this thing while Phil and I talk. And Phil, do you have any idea what it's doing here? So an AI is reading what I put in there.
So it's doing its research, and then it's going in and actually in the background actively writing the code that you would see if you went in and actually looked at the backside of the website.
Okay.
So that what you see is the visual pleasing site that everybody's used to seeing.
Okay.
However, if you right clicked on it and went to view source, you'd start looking at nothing but a bunch of code. You'd be like,
That's what I used to. Yeah, that's what I used to do too, man. HTML is not fun.
Right.
Yeah. So so if I challenge you to try this, because and here's the thing, you can put your website in the prompt. Say, here's my current website, match my colors if you like the colors. After you're done, you can upload your logo, and I'll show you guys some crazy cool tricks to do this. Then if your logo has colors in it, you can say, hey, change the website to match my logo. See this? And while we're waiting for this, see this little thing down here? So it says queue follow-up because it's building right now. It's building my website. So when I said you can have a website in 30 minutes, you guys are going to be blown away, whoever's watching this now or later, of how amazing this is. And again, it's $25 a month. I have no affiliation with Lovable. I wish I did. They went to 50 million in 6 months? Just stupid, stupid. So this is where the world's going. So building, you should not be paying to build websites. Now, what you should be paying for is to get them to show up, which I'm so thankful that I found Phil. to help, and Phil helps build websites, but he also gets them to show up organically. Can you talk a little bit about organically, Phil, while we're waiting for this thing to build? Because you got paid ads of people paying for their stuff to show up, which show up in the top 3. Is it always 3 still on Google?
For the most part, yeah.
For the most part. And then on ChatGPT, stuff's showing up now, which my site is now showing up on ChatGPT. So when someone searches, eventually it takes, I don't know, what'd you say, 60 to 90 days, 120 days to...
Realistically, it really depends on how well it's structured with the organic growth material.
Okay.
It's kind of like laying a flower bed. The more topsoil you can put down and fertilizer, it's going to grow quicker.
Gotcha.
But part of this situation is making sure that you get that back end knowledge, because the algorithm, the search engines are crawling the backside of your site. It's not really looking at the front side.
Okay.
It is, but it isn't. But it's reading what's in that code. And so what you say on the site is as important as what you say behind the site.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, and look at what just popped up for the Orlando market.
Yeah. So how long did that take? I don't even know how long that took. But so I went from a prompt in ChatGPT. I went from that to a website that has buyers, sellers, investors, business owners, which is what was part of the prompt. Right. It has, you do not need another agent. You need a strategist. So it's putting AI stuff inside here, which is, he said, concise. So it has its own AI driven so opportunity is still here. It's just harder to see. Talks about Orlando. So it's got some SEO in it, which Phil can help you with as well. Demand, timing, leverage, clear steps, better decisions, stronger outcomes, connect, strategize, execute. If you wait until the opportunity is obvious, it may already be too late. So that's the basic website that it built. And so what I would do is a couple things. One is I would add. So here's the fun part about this. You do not need to know coding, and that's you do not need to be scared about websites anymore. You shouldn't be paying $200 for a website subscription. You should you should not be doing it. Now you should be paying for someone to get it to show up, pay the money to Phil, who can go, all right, now I'm going to do some stuff on the back and you're not even going to see. And I'll show you some stuff we're doing. That's what he does. That's what he's done for me. And that's why my website was able to show up like the next day, which blew my mind.
Yeah, the website's turned into the byproduct now, not the main product.
Correct. So see how it doesn't have a header? Like there's no, I'm going to close this. I'm going to close this out because I don't want to see you guys here for a second. So, so there's no header. So I'm literally going to tell whatever I want to do. Okay. Can you add a header with some nice tabs that fit Orlando market that people would want to see? And I talked
next time. Yeah. Try using nav bar. What? You might get a little bit different look.
What did I put? Header? Okay, nav bar. Okay. I always go by, I always tell a header, this is the hero section, but nav bar, and then you got the footer. So there's no footer section down here. So typically, Phil, just so you know, when I use my long prompt, it'll actually put the header in there and put the footer in there and stuff like that. This is like less complete. So actually, I want to redo it just to see what the difference is. So I'm going to go grab, if it's more, I'm going to go grab the last one. Let's see.
The one thing to keep in mind, especially, and that's for those of us who are wordy individuals, and I'm guilty of that as well.
Yeah.
Is just as concise as you want the AI to output information in this type of stuff. Yeah. More concise and accurate with your instructions. So I tell people, think of your AI like a 4-year-old MIT student or a 4-year-old Mensa person. Okay. Highly intelligent, will be able to grab the concept, but you've got to explain it in detail so that it understands what you need it to do. Now, the more precise and the more exact that detailed instruction can be, the better the output's going to be. Yeah. So even though we can go in and talk to it in a normal structure, just like we're talking right now, it still has to read through all of that. So it costs you more in token usage to have these long conversations as opposed to short, concise, instructions where it has a thorough understanding of what you need.
Yeah. And I mean, I got to be honest, the beautiful part about this is with 100 credits, I usually use only about 25 to get my site dialed in, and you got 100. So even if you'd I have conversations with it because I want ideas. Like if I said, hey, I want an idea, if you're spending $200, you'll have the most robust website without like even come close. You know what I mean? Cancel your subscription. I'm helping a builder cancel his right now, and I redid his whole site. I can show you. But that's the cool part about this. And so he's switching over, and then I showed him live on Zoom how to change up, tweak. He's, you got all these homes that he's built with all these plans, and I'm like, let's put these plans in here. Let's put a plan section here. See how it did the header? I just asked it to do the header and put a header in here, right? If I want to change this picture, like this is downtown. This is probably downtown Orlando with the tower or whatever. So make the hero section more Orlando Disney vibe. Make the hero section pick. Make sure you got to tell what it is. More Orlando Disney vibe. All right. So let's just see what it does. Let's see what it changes the pick to, because when I come to Orlando, I'm thinking Disney, right? That's just how most people go. What are you going to Orlando for? Disney. Yeah, that's just why you go to Orlando.
Forest.
Yeah. I'll replace the hero image with more magical Orlando theme park inspired scene without using protected characters or logos. So get your custom game plans. Oh, there we go, baby. Now we got the castle. All right. So how cool was that? Cool was that? Yeah.
Just be cautious with that,
okay,
because that is a trademark infringement.
Okay, fair enough. You think having that in there is a trademark? It says that it said inspired scene without using protected characters, logos. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Castle is their trademark.
Okay. So you could remove the castle, like make it more Disney without the anything Disney.
Make it more theme park, less Disney type of scenario.
More theme park, less Disney for me. So I always don't go to jail.
Not infringe on trademark.
Yeah. So I always say, so I don't go to jail. That's what I always do. So if anybody here, I know there's only a couple people here, but if you guys, John, or I guess John, I could do one left, but if you guys have any questions, let us know.
Yeah, because you can actually see Cinderella in the door of the castle right
there.
Yeah,
you can. Yeah,
that is specifically pulled from Disney.
Yeah, yeah. So it's generating oh, there we go, Phil. How about that, baby?
Yeah, that's far better.
All right.
Much better.
All right. So you got homes, you got Disney, you got a little bit of everything going in there, and the spiders see that. So there's all kinds of cool stuff. Say you wanna change the tab, like this tab, get your home, like it goes to here. You can literally change what this thing says just by telling it. So I have a Mac, but you could say if you don't have a Mac and you wanted to change the words, you could literally say get your custom game plan to get a house plan here. I'm just showing you, I'm just making stuff up because I'm obviously not building this. I'm just showing you as a demo, and I'm spending credits to do it. So I want to show you guys not to be scared of this. And so I'm going to get your custom game plan to, and it'll change that right there. Explore Orlando opportunities. That'll take you to here, and you can make this more robust. So you can play around with it and tell it what you want to do, where you want to put it. If you want a separate about section, which it has no about section, you can say make a separate page, about page. See, get house plan here. So it changed that and knows exactly where to go. So you're telling AI, but you got to tell it where. So what I do with the Mac, if you have a Mac, I just take a picture of it. So it's Control Command Shift $, and then I can literally take a picture of this, and then I would post this in there and tell it to do the same thing. A little faster than me typing. If you want to upload anything, and I don't know, let's see here. Let's see, move this over. So I don't know why that's staying with me. Drag to move. Okay, let's just get this out of here. There we go. All right, so see this little thing right here? You can literally attach. You can history, knowledge, GitHub. You can literally attach whatever you want to attach from your downloads. So you can upload. Here's my logo. Here's add this house to the I've helped a couple agents list their IDX. If you're an agent, listen to this later on. We've taken, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. So we literally, Phil, I don't know if you knew I could do this, but I uploaded the website. Let me just show you her website here. Let me just show you where's her site at. Let me see. Show browse all. And I love that. I love that Disney pick. That's pretty cool. And then I want to get into where's her site at? let's see, affordable. I haven't been in her site. Oh, you know why? Because I moved it to her thing. So check this out. So I said, can you pull the IDX feed from her current site and put it in here, and it put it in here for us. Isn't that cool? So it pulled the code because it's just a code. So it pulled the code into this site for us, and I built this site for her. She had these guides, so we made them downloadable. We just said, hey, could you make this home buyer guide a downloadable free guide for people to grab at will? So put some stuff about her in there, featured properties. We put her listings in here, showed her how to do that. Now she can go in and do whatever she wants with her site. So pretty cool stuff. Make sense? All right. Phil, why don't you talk to us about, let's go to I want to go to this site and let me see if it's, let me stop sharing real quick. StreamYard. Yep. It's not there. So, oh yeah, no, it is. Cool. All right. So whatever I put in there is what works. So let me go back to Zoom.
So does the realtor pay for that?
Does the realtor pay for what?
The website? That go against your 200.
No, so what we did is I built the original for her, and then I give it. So here's the cool part about Lovable is let me just show you what I'm talking about here. If I do it right here, I should be good. Lovable. Let me just do it right here. And so if I click on, like, if I go back to my site, this is the cool part. If I go back, great question, by the way. So say this Disney site is Phil's, all right? Say, hey, Phil, got your site done. I'm going to give it to you so you can tweak it, change it, do whatever. Phil can take over. I'm going to grab these little 3 dots, and I'm going to transfer to Workspace. So what Phil would do, if Phil was the person receiving the website that I did for him, like the builder, he signed up for Lovable. And then up here, he shared invite members. He shared his Workspace with me. And then when I did it, I would transfer it to Workspace, and then I would transfer that to somebody else. And that it would be their particular Workspace. So pretty cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Great question though. So let's go to this one right here. Phil, you've done stupid work on this. And should I go to the Ocala Room first, or should I do this one first? Which one would be a good one?
That's up to you, friend.
All right, so let's go to the Ocala Room because the Ocala Room was not showing up. So if I go to Google and I want to see what I'm seeing here. All right, I'm just going to show everybody on Zoom. Let me just stop sharing, and let's go back to share the Ocala Room. All right, let's go there. All right, so when I would go to search the Ocala Room, this would not come up. Nothing would come up. It would be Ocala Escape, TripAdvisor, Ocala, whatever. This would not come up. Phil, this is your specialty, and this is some crazy HTML. I don't know what it is. Like, this is what you can help somebody to do. Like when I searched Scott Hudspeth, that didn't come up. So you made that come up as far as my website. So that's where the magic happens behind the scenes, because your web. I mean, I was always under the impression that, and talk to us about that a little bit there. I was always under the impression that when I built the website and did the right things, that it just would show up.
Well, and when it started, it used to be that way, because nobody was into it. But now the game has turned into, today's advertising is search engines.
Yeah.
And so they've structured everything so that it's a multi-step, multi-intensive, so that you have to hire a consultant to do it. That just made it a lot more difficult. Now, tools like Lovable are making it easier. I use a tool also called Ready, which is READDY.ai, similar to Lovable. But it allows you to submit directly to Google so that you can get your sites ranked faster.
Okay.
So what you need to be doing, and indexing, yes, keywords, these are all things that you need to do in order to get your site to show up. Now, if you build a site, since we're talking, somebody going out potentially for the first time trying to build their site with vibe coding.
Yeah.
Make sure that it's keywords, that you got very specific as far as what you're trying to attract. Okay. Because you can put in keywords and then basically somebody's going to crawl it, and they're not even necessarily looking for that because they just put in a keyword that's similar to it.
So give us an example of so what we did with the Ocala Room was we put a ton of Ocala this, Ocala that, Ocala this. Same with Scott Hudspeth, where I'm hyper local and I'm trying to teach people we don't need 14 states. We just need let people know who you are, where you live. in a cool way
as
for
you gain
organic
authority,
traffic.
then you
Yes.
expand out beyond.
Yeah. And I want to touch on authority, but first go back to keywords, because keywords are crucial.
Yes.
Yeah.
So keywords are, let's say you're going to go in. And so when you say keywords, you're not necessarily talking about one word. So a keyword could be a statement.
Okay.
So mortgage Ocala, Florida, or Ocala, Florida mortgages, you know, or Ocala, Florida real estate, you know, homes, that type of thing. That's a keyword.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So when you go in and type that into a search engine, it's going to crawl through the web to find websites that would potentially have those keywords first before it's trying to serve other types of sites.
Okay. Okay.
Now, the more that keyword shows up throughout your site, which is why we do summary pages, which is why we do blogs, you know, which is why we're city specific and those types of things, is because now that's meaning that keyword or statement is showing up numerous times throughout the site.
Okay.
Now that tells the search engine, hey, this site might be relevant to what the search is. Okay. Then it falls back to authority, understanding, okay, so exactly how much traffic is it getting? How many things are pointing to this site? How many things is it pointing to?
Yeah.
And then it starts scoring it based on that. If it's a business, it takes a look at, so it's a mortgage broker, your Google business page, it takes a look at how many testimonials you have, what your score is.
Yeah.
And based on how many you have there, it determines where you're going to rank in the search as far as whether you're on the first page or the fifth page.
Okay.
So it's really turning into a big overall picture now.
Yeah.
And then specifically, if you're not telling it and structuring it the right way so that it shows up, you can do all of that to show up in the search engines, but you still need to do additional steps to make sure that it shows up on your AI searches. So when somebody goes to talk to their desktop device or their device sitting on their nightstand, you now show up and it discusses what your relevance is. If you're not doing that, you're not getting there.
Okay.
So then you have to structure so that you've got, you know, it's called an answer engine optimization now, AEO. And so with AEO, you've got to have FAQs.
Wait, what's it called? What's it called? Answer engine optimization.
Answer engine optimization.
Okay. And what is that again?
So what that is that's so your AI devices, you know, your Google device, your Alexa device, your Siri device, you know, all of those, when they go in and talk to them, it's got to have things to grasp onto. What do those things grasp onto? It's questions and answers. So you need to make sure that you've got an abundance of questions and answers.
Okay.
When it goes down to it, so that they can determine and ascertain that you are an expert or you are an authority in this area because you've got questions that people are asking on your site and the appropriate answers for those questions. So it goes there to grab from there and pulls you up in those searches.
Gotcha. Okay. And then the last topic I want to end with, like, so guys, do me a huge favor, go to Lovable, try it out, test it out.
Yeah.
Phil, how does someone get a hold of you? Like, what's the best way? Is it go to Limitless AI?
LimitlessAI.app.
Okay.
Or simply reach out, you know, call me directly. I'm not some massive organization. I'm a boutique setup, meaning I only work with select individuals. I work with individuals who are seeking high net worth clients, you know, for mortgages and real estate, or ultra high net worth clients as well. So in order to do that, that takes very specific authority build. And that's why we came up with Authority Graph to do that.
Yeah.
But you're welcome to reach out to me.
All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead and say the number. And I'll put it, hold on. I'm going to actually go to StreamYard. If you want, I can stream the number.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and stream it.
Okay. All right. So Phil's, and guys, I have no affiliation to this. Phil's number is, what's the number?
863 412 1045.
And the last, let me just say, let's see, scroll, add banner, show. All right. So it's scrolling on live on my social media, 863-412-1045.
Yes, sir.
All right. Awesome. All right. So I want to talk about, a couple things that I'm doing that you're like, how many hours you have about in my scotthudspeth.com site? Did you say 15?
So scotthudspeth.com, there was one day where I literally sat down for 18 hours. And even working with AI, that we had a straight 18 hours working on the site. And that was just one day.
Yeah.
I've got probably a total of 2.5 weeks into the site at this point.
Yeah.
Now, if this was old school before ChatGPT and Claude,
it would be
everybody
2
else,
years. Yeah.
it would be a year-long project, and that's multiple individuals handling the different aspects of it.
Yeah.
So that is the huge advantage that AI has given me in this aspect when it comes down to coding.
Yeah.
But, the best thing is, yeah, and I still say this, and I've said this to you on numerous occasions, is, you've got to pick your wheelhouse. We can all have the aptitude to do all of this.
Yeah.
But is it the best use of your time? So
Correct.
what I ultimately have to ask your viewers is this the best thing for you? Maybe it is. Maybe you need to bootstrap it because you're just getting started and funds are tight.
Yeah. And you have
But
that
if
too.
not,
You have that too. Yep.
Always hire an expert, because the expert's going to make it go that much faster for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna and just so the reason I hired Phil is because I am a CE instructor in the state of Florida. So I just got approved for that. So the Ocala Room is hyper local. And like I said, a couple counties that I'm doing. And the reason I'm doing it is I want to get back to real estate agents to help them with all this stuff. So I'm doing my first CE 3-hour credit class May 6th in Citrus County. So Citrus, like, how cool is that, man? I get to do a CE class in Citrus County. So, and that's in Florida. And then I'm going to be doing some virtual CE classes for Florida. So anybody in the state of Florida is going to be able to take advantage of my CE courses. I'm going to be doing them every other week at the start, because I don't want to kill myself, because I'm known to do that. So every other week I'm going to just set a time and go, here's when I'm doing it. And so anybody in the state of Florida can take advantage of that. But what I wanted to, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys. So Phil, we're week 2 of the Ocala Room, correct? And we're week 1 of ScottHudspeth.com.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to bring you guys updates on what I want to be like. Phil and I will come back on a regular basis and say, all right, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6. First deal was week this from my website, because everybody that comes in, I'm like, how'd you find me? If you're not asking that, you need to start asking that. So if you're not doing anything social, if you're not doing, then it probably is a referral from your past client or current client or whatever. But if you're doing stuff like I'm doing, you need to ask, so and this feels like Phil was beating this in my head. He's like, you got to ask, bro, so I can know what's working, what's not working. And so I'm going to be asking, hey, how'd you find me? And so with that said, I will be asking that question, or Phil will fire me on the spot, because we need to know what works. So if the organic stuff is working and the stuff is working, if it's not, he can tweak and tweak and tweak and tweak and tweak until we are I'm not going to rely on organic stuff, but as the bigger I get, the more deals I do, the more clients I have, I can compete with the big dogs in hyper local, because the big dogs aren't going hyper local; they're going US, right, Phil?
Right.
So they're trying to blanket the US. People don't want to work with someone in Detroit, in Ocala, Florida. You know what I mean? And I won't say any names, but I'm just saying they would rather work with someone local they can go see and shake hands and let's hug when we celebrate, and let's go to the house and party and pop the champagne. That's what they want.
Even that though, Scott. I mean, think about your marketing dollars.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to market nationally, you're going to be so diluted, you're not even going to show up with what we would have to spend on marketing.
And I was
compared to the big boys.
I was.
So when we go hyper local,
yeah,
we now come up as a market dominance, because those same dollars we try to spend nationally, we're spending in just a few areas.
Yeah.
Now we dominate the market.
Yeah. And so talk about,
stay local.
Yeah. And so the link backs I'm going to work on, like you got that in my head now. So now I wake up in the middle of the night going, all right, who can I get a link back from? So that's a big deal. And guys, I'm just sharing this stuff with you because this, here's my serious passion. AI is coming with or without us. It's here. It's going to take us. Here's what I like to say. AI is not going to take you out. The ones not using AI is going to take you out. Now, you saw me build a website within 15 minutes. I said 30. You might have 2 hours in it, 3 hours in it, whatever, playing around, this and that, because you get addicted to it, which I did. So Phil and I don't know. I text Phil at 6 a.m. the other morning. He responded because I knew he was up, because he's working. So when you learn how to take and master your craft locally, it's an addiction, because now you're doing the right things, so that when people search for certain things, they find you. And then you got to make sure that when they find you, it says what you do and what you specialize in. That's the magic sauce. And so when you show up, you automatically have authority, because you're showing up. If you didn't have authority, you wouldn't show up. That's the power behind it. Then doing all your other things and helping your local community and being a part of your local community and reaching out to your database and sending them your website so they hit it. The more hits, the more, like, all these things play into a part of it. And that's where Phil has been instrumental for me and can be instrumental for you if you listen to this down the road. So I appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely.
Let us know how your real estate thing goes.
Oh, trust me. Yeah, that's going to be, I'll just say this. It's going to be a special kind of stupid because I'm going to, like, this gives me chills. So you guys know that Agent AI Fuel, John, you know Agent AI Fuel, right? So the CE company is going to write up an instructor piece for one of the AI classes that's part of the CE using Agent AI Fuel. So really cool, man.
That's
so
awesome.
yeah, we're excited. So Phil, I might need you to help me with Agent AI Fuel. So yeah, all right, man. All right. So guys, you got his number. It's streaming. Phil, your number's been streaming for like 15 minutes. So it's out there, and I'm just honored to have. I got a big shout out to Greg Nolte for introducing us, and I don't know why he waited so long, so I have to beat him up for that. A little turd head. But if anybody's looking,
Phil.
No worries, John.
If anybody needs, you guys, I'm all over the place. Just Google me. My number's all over the place. I don't hide, and I'm looking to help other people to excel in a market that is easy to excel in. You just got to put yourself out there. You got to overcome the fear of failure. Put yourself in uncomfortable situations. Remind people who you are, what you do for a living, and stay human, man. Let's stay human. It's about connections. It's about emotions. When your AI doesn't have emotions yet, it might play into the emotions. What do you think, Phil? Let's end on the playing on the emotions part. Can it do that, or is it always going to be? Yeah, it's going to do it.
Understand what? Let's put it this way: it's got access to every book written on human psychology available.
Okay, all right. So that's a little freaky. So the warning I have for you, and Phil beats this into me all the time: if you're not staying close, you're going to lose. I don't know how else to say it. So if you're not doing these things that make you show up, if you're not making the calls, sending the text messages, sending the emails, making the phone calls, it's going to be for the ones that are.
It's no longer about, being authority and being a 20-year guy or girl in an industry and, having the authority that is. It's, you can have some green pea that's, a web genius come up and just absolutely dominate you. And you'd be like, how in the hell did that happen? I've got so much more knowledge, and that knowledge level is now shifted.
Yeah.
It now doesn't have to come from experience.
Yeah. So that's why I started in a small city. Ocala's not too small. It's kind of well known, but it's small enough to where they're not going to attack me. Right. Like I got a couple year head start, you think?
Hey, it's crazy when you got grease lightning flying over your head and landing on his personal landing strip.
He's a mile from me as a crow flies. So like I don't know maybe I can get around his jet before he heads
or is the 737, whichever it may be.
Yeah, 737 it is. Yeah. No, the house shakes when he does it, so we know he's in town. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. I know it's been 45 minutes. I appreciate you spending time with us. Phil, as always, love you, man. I love what you're doing. Absolutely. I love what you're about. Honored to have you as part of my team, part of my business partner, and we'll get you back on the show. And John, always appreciate you hanging out with us, man. Love you, dude.
Thanks for joining, John.
Yeah.
Talk to you guys later.
I appreciate it.
Take care, everybody. Have an amazing day. Take care.
Yep. Bye-bye.